Eto, sa usaping legal natin ngayong araw, natapos na ang 4 na araw na confirmation of charges hearing kay dating Pangulong Duterte sa International Criminal Court o ICC. Naglabas ng kani-kanilang mga argumento ang prosecution, common legal representatives ng mga biktima at depensa para sa kasong crimes against humanity na kinakaharap ng dating Pangulo, kaugnay ng war on drugs ng kanyang administrasyon. Inaasahang magdedesisyon ng pre-trial chamber ng ICC sa loob ng 60 araw. Kaya naman sa ating tanong sa bayan ngayong Sabado, February 28, 2026, ano ang reaksyon mo sa naganap na confirmation of charges hearing ni dating Pangulong Duterte? Ano ang reaksyon mo sa naganap na confirmation of charges hearing ni dating Pangulong Duterte? Mag-text na inyong opinion sa 0917-626-1169, 0917-626-1169 o mag-comment sa ating live stream sa Attorney Danny Galang Facebook page at sa Facebook page ng Radyo Pilipinas. Para pag-usapan ng usapin nga, makakausap natin ang international law expert na si Attorney Romel Bagares. Good morning, Attorney Bagares. Welcome sa Usaping Legal. Attorney Danny Galang po. Kayo ay napapakinggan sa Radyo Pilipinas at napapanood din sa PTV.
Magandang umaga sa inyo, Attorney Danny, at sa mga nakikinig at nanonood sa kasalukuyan sa oras po na ito. Kinagagalak ko na maging bahagi po ng inyong programa.
Thank you, Attorney Romel. Ito ho, sa katatapos lamang na confirmation of charges hearing, no? Ano ho yung sa tingin ninyo yung naging pinakamabigat na argumento ho ng prosecution laban kay dating Pangulong Duterte?
Well, gaya nga na sinasabi ko sa maraming panayam, may smoking gun kasi dito. Ito po yung written policy. Yung mga nakaraang kaso po na nilitis ng ICC na kagaya po ng kay dating Pangulong Duterte, ganun din po indirect co-perpetration yung principal theory, subalit wala pong written policy. Lahat po ay circumstantial inferential evidence on the question of a common plan to commit the crimes alleged. Samantalang dito, meron po tayong memorandum circular na inilabas po yung PNP sa ilalim po ni Ginoong Bato de la Rosa, yung siya po ang Chief PNP. At may kasunod pa itong mga written policies na inilabas, hindi lamang po yung PNP kung hindi yung Malacanang mismo. At pinapakita po dito na may common plan. Ang kakaiba din po dito kasi nalaman po natin sa presentation ng ebidensya ng prosecutor na ito pong Oplan Double Barrel Memorandum, kopya po ito ng isang policy o strategy na ginawa din ng dating Pangulong Duterte ay mayor pa ng Davao. Kaya makikita po natin dito yung plan, na mula po sa Davao, naging nationwide po nung naging Pangulo si Ginoong Rodrigo Duterte. Ito po sa tingin ko yung pinakamabigat na dahil yung indirect co-perpetration po kasi po yan, yung elemento niyan meron pong common plan, merong essential contribution yung akusado at may joint control ng state machinery to commit a crime as alleged. In this case, it's crimes against humanity.
Sir, ito, dun sa instruction ng PNP, no, na binasa ho ni Attorney Kaufman na meron dun nakalagay doon sa huling parte daw na dapat daw ay sumunod sa konstitusyon, sa human rights, etc. Makaka-apekto ho ba ito doon sa kaso ng prosecution?
Apply ko po contextual. Actually, I'm quite familiar with that because at some point I was involved in the preparation of a case to be filed with the Supreme Court. Yung pong sinasabi actually doon sa presentation po ni Attorney Kaufman kahapon, sinabi niya na nakakatuwa isang malaking kabalintunan para sa kanya na merong daw mga 3,000 na kaso, walang kahit isang investigasyon. Yun po actually yung punto. Yung pong PNP Manual of Operations, the original version was 2013, and that's actually what the memorandum or the policy that was in place when PNP Chief Bato de la Rosa was the PNP chief. Meron po nakalagay doon na tuwing may namamatay sa operasyon ng police, whether self-defense or there was a shootout, it should generate actually 40 documents, documentary evidence to show that there was no foul play. And one of the important things that should have happened in those 3,000 or so deaths is that there should have been an inquest conducted by the DOJ. May inquest report po yan. Ngayon doon sa kaso na binabanggit din actually ni Attorney Kaufman, ni Ginoong Kaufman doon sa Supreme Court, yun po yung issue. Bakit? Walang na-generate na inquest report for all those 3,000 to 6,000 cases ng non-laban deaths. You can probably excuse one or two or even 100, but 3,000 or 6,000 documents missing. 6,000 times 40 kasi 40 documents po yan, required from pre-operations to post-operation. Yung pong inquest report is just one of it. Now, who has control of an inquest? It's the DOJ. Who was the chief of the DOJ at that time? It was Vitaliano Aguirre, and the allegation was that from the time Duterte was mayor, he was already part of the inner circle, and when Mr. Duterte became president, Vitaliano Aguirre became the head of the DOJ, which is the very office tasked with the constitutional task of prosecuting crimes. So malino po na sa presentation ng prosecutor, may joint control po doon to evade criminal responsibility. Because as you know, in the Rome Statute, the requirement is that you should prosecute. If you're not willing or able, then you extradite, And you prosecute who are the ones you should be prosecuting, the mastermind, or the brains, not the foot soldiers, which did not happen in this case. There was no investigation, honest to goodness investigation at all on those 3,000 to 6,000 deaths. And we're talking about people up there, the ones who are identified here as part of a common plan.
Alright, sir. Doon naman sa part ng defense, basically they were saying na wala hong direktang utos na nanggaling kay dating Pangulong Duterte. Yung statements niya sa media, these are just hyperbole statements. At these are all legitimate police operations yung naganap ho dito sa war on drugs. Ano ho yung reaction niyo ho dito?
Actually, may tatlong modes of liability na involved dito. Yung kilala ng lahat dahil yun po yung pinaka parang principal presentation ay indirect co-perpetration. May dalawa pong alternative theories dito na nandoon din po sa charge sheet, sa document containing charges. Ito po yung ordering and inducing or aiding and abetting. Yung una po, indirect co-perpetration, that's a principal criminal liability. Yung nahuling dalawa, yun po ay accessory. Sa indirect co-perpetration, siya talaga yung brains. Kabahagi po siya doon sa common plan. Samantala yung dalawa, yung ordering, inducing, it's a lower gravity of an offense. Accessory lang yon. Mayroong plano at hindi siya bahagi pero nag-utos siya. At doon naman sa aiding and abetting, may plano, hindi siya bahagi ng plano. Pero alam niya na mayroong plano, nang malaman niya ito, nagbigay siya ng tulong, bigay siya ng reward, encouragement. So sa tingin ko po, malino po na sa rules po ng ICC, yung pagdating po sa indirect perpetration, hindi po kailangan doon ng direct na order. Kailang maipapakita po ito. Kaya central po sa kasong ito sa indirect perpetration yun pong written policy. Yung policy that was agreed upon, put together, and was implemented by members of that group through the state machinery to commit crimes, in this case, crimes against humanity. So hindi po kailangan actually ng direct order, marinig po ng witness. It might go into the second alternative mode of liability, which is ordering and inducing. Kasi kailangan merong testimony na nagsabi, at narinig ko talaga yung si Mr. Duterte na inutusan ako, person in my presence, that I should kill people. I should kill these suspects even without due process. So that goes into the second mode of liability. And the prosecutor also addressed that actually. Na meron silang ebidensya, meron silang insider witness na nagsabi na nandoon siya at kausap niya yung dating Pangulo nung ito pa ay mayor ng Davao City at sinabi sa kanya na pagpapatayin ang mga drug suspects o mga ordinary petty criminals. So aiding and abetting, meron ding incidences. Na gusto kong linawin din na actually pwede pong magkaroon ng finding confirmation of charges on any of these modes of liability. Pwede pong mix, provided that they don't arise from the same acts. So it will all depend on the evidence presented and on the incidents. Remember, there are 3 counts here, and each count is actually a cluster of acts. Davao City, high-value targets, and then barangay enforcement of the double barrel policy. So pwede po magkahalo ito. Merong confirmation on indirect perpetration on one set of facts. Meron namang confirmation on, say, aiding and abetting on another set of facts. Pwede pong mangyari yan sa rules ng ICC.
Alright, malinaw po na maaring iba-ibang levels ng liability depende o doon sa mga counts no ng kanyang murder and attempted murder. Ito no, we heard both sides ngayon after 4 days. Attorney, sa inyong pag-aanalisa, paano kaya magdedesisyon ng pre-trial chamber? Nakikita niyo ho ba na matutuloy ito sa hearing ng dating Pangulo?
Well, remember po, ang ating threshold of evidence po dito ay substantive grounds to believe pa lamang po, ano? So, at gaya ng sinabi ko, and any of those modes of liability, there may be a confirmation. So, kung hindi man doon sa indirect, pwede sa ordering or inducing, pwede rin doon po sa accessory. At sa rules po ng ICC, hindi po kagaya ng revised penal code, familiar po kayo dito, attorney, ano? Yung scale of penalties. Pareho lang po yung scale of penalties dito, no? But it will depend really on the gravity of the offense, kung ano yung i-impose. Pero yun nga, sabi nga ng ibang commentaries, you might be an accessory, but an accessory to a crime where, say, 3,000 people were killed, no? So, it doesn't really make a difference on the penalty because of your role, the role you played, no? And the gravity of the offense committed, no? And so, I have no doubt that, at least on the question of confirmation of charges, that there was a substantive ground to believe that a crime was committed and that the accused must face trial for it. I think that there at least should be one confirmation here on any of those 3 counts.
Alright sir, so matutuloy na nga ho sa trial. And kunyari ho ito ay nakapag-desisyon na ho itong pre-trial chamber no, ng ICC na tumuloy sa trial, maaari ho ba itong iapela ng kampo niya dating Pangulong Duterte?
Tama po kayo, maaari pong iapela ito. No? In fact, maraming pending na appeals doon. Kaya nga po, iba po talaga yung Rome Statute. Sa atin po, ano, kapag may acquittal, hindi na pwedeng i-apela yun. Sa Rome Statute, pwede po. Both the prosecution and defense may appeal, no? An aspect, no? And say there was an acquittal judgment, the prosecutor can appeal that acquittal judgment. Or if there is a guilty judgment, the defense can appeal that, no? So sa atin kasi may double jeopardy, no? Hindi pwede yung apela, no? At very strict yung rules ng court dyan. Ang exception would be pag may grave abuse of discretion. Ano? Pero sa Rome Statute po, pwede po mag-appel yung parehong partido.
Alright, and panghuli na lamang ho, no, attorney, ano ho yung mensahe niyo sa ating mga kababayan na sumusubaybay ho sa kaso nito ni dating Pangulong Duterte sa ICC?
Para po sa akin, mahalaga po ito. Sinasabi ko sa mga estudyante ko sa law schools, ano, teaching and learning moment po ito sa atin for the first time, no? We have access right into the very court, no, where you can see the highest standards of fair trial observed. No? Mataas po yung pamantayan ng International Criminal Court. Sana po matuto tayo doon. No? Yung kahalagahan po talaga ng due process sa anumang sibilisadong kalakaran. Ano? Mahalaga po yon sa ating lipunan. Na hindi ho basta-basta mag-aakusa tapos mayroon na kaagad penalty, no, or kaparusahan. Kaya po kung wala po tayong due process, no, malaki po ang kawalan sa ating bansa, sa ating pong mga mamamayan. At nakikita po natin ngayon yan na ang dating Pangulong Duterte, napaka-rigid po ng rules on due process. That due process should be extended to anyone, even to the worst of criminals. And the former president Rodrigo Duterte is enjoying that protection provided to him by international law.
Ayan ho, abangan ho talaga natin yung mangyayari talaga sa kasong ito. Maraming salamat ho sa inyong oras, Attorney Bagares.
Walang naman po.